What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Friday. Fri-YAY. Woo! July 1st, 2022. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup. That's very, very hot. That's right. I made it to July. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning to all the rest of you. Whether you are watching live, or perhaps you are watching later, or maybe you're listening at some point into the future. Thank you for coming by. Good morning, John. Yesterday was one of those days that I just said, you know what, I don't have any steam. And I'm trying to be better about acknowledging that. When I hit the wall, which I think was because I worked all weekend. Now, granted, it was outside and it was projects and not sitting at my desk, but I think I needed more downtime. So as I came to that realization yesterday morning, I did the things I absolutely needed to do, and I more or less just hung out. I did a little bit around here. Some parts came in. Remember the bird? The bird that was wedged in the Jeep? I bought a thing, so that can't happen. So I was installing that. That took way longer than expected. But just doing some things that didn't feel like work was kind of the way forward. Good morning, Gad and Frank. And today's more of the same. You know, I'm not going to be doing a lot today. I got some stuff outside I want to do, but we'll call it a half day. It's probably going to be more than a half day off. Maybe it's a full day off. I don't know. Because I kind of need it. I'm feeling like I need it. My back's sore. My abs are sore. I blame Taekwondo class on Wednesday for both of those. I'm going to learn how to sail a boat tomorrow. It's the basics. There's an intro to sail course. I'm going to that. Pumped for that. Going for a motorcycle ride with Andy on Sunday, assuming the weather stays. That's true. Jenny says, remember the bird? You have to be more specific about which bird on this show. That's true. I'm reminded of the bird that died embedding itself in the radiator of the Jeep versus the bird who deprived me of sleep for 2.5 weeks. Those are the two birds that we have to relevantly discuss. This is the one that died. Oh, you guys are too funny. What else going on this weekend? I think that's it. I got cars going in and out. I tell you, this whole car thing is interesting. It's been worthwhile. Those of you who live places where you might be able to do this, you should check it out. If you own your own business, you should definitely check it out because the ability to claim the mileage against your taxes is huge. Or if you find you have a large tax burden, but you should consult with your tax professional first. I want to know what you guys are doing today. I want to know what you're doing this weekend. What's going to happen between now and when I see you on Monday? Anything else happening? I had dinner with a couple of friends last night. Found out that one of them was going through some stuff. That was hard to listen to. Not like because I didn't want to, but just I don't like when my friends aren't well, when they're not happy. It's sad. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Karen. Are there any tournaments this weekend? I don't think so. Nope. Oh, it's July 4th weekend. I will. Let's see. Let me. How many of you are going to show up Monday morning if there's a show? Let's figure out if I'm going to do a show. That's right. I'm off on Monday. Oh, Jenny, I think we have a meeting scheduled for Monday. Can you please move it? Here's a little bit of inside baseball for you. Let's not meet Monday morning because I have every other meeting I have has been moved. So Jenny says family time plan with just Matt and the kids, attempting to finally watch Doctor Strange. Maybe fireworks. Is that the new one? I have not seen the new one. I want to see the new one. I haven't seen the new Jurassic Park. I haven't seen the new Top Gun. I am halfway through the new Harry Potter. Gad says Taekwondo training this evening and shopping for furniture tomorrow. Sundays for cleaning duties. What kind of furniture? Good morning, Brian. Brian starts vacation tomorrow. That's awesome. Thank you, Jenny. Dennis says won't set an alarm for Monday, but we'll probably be there. Let's figure this out. I love you guys, but to once in a while have a day that I don't need to set an alarm is really nice. And historically, Monday holidays are not well attended on this show, and that's okay. You know, you guys are not required to come through at any point. But I kind of want to take a nap. And by nap, I mean sleep all night. I did a hard 9 hours last night. It was amazing. Kelly's suggesting that we take Monday off. Oh, Mark starts vacation. I'm still waking up, you guys. Mark says sleep. Jenny says if there's a show, I'll tune in. If there isn't, I will do something else. I'll be up anyway. All right. No show Monday. We'll be back Tuesday. There you go. It's settled. Now, it's entirely possible that I forget and still have a show on Monday, but probably not. Remember when it was like 7 days a week? And it was whenever I woke up. And people would tune in on Sunday morning. They're like, what is happening? What is this show? What are you doing? Brian got excited because I misread and said he was going on vacation. But he's not. So now he's sad. Karen says today she's traveling back, quote, home with her mom to her favorite pizza place and hoping to catch up with a friend who just had surgery. I hope their recovery goes well. Then helping friends ready for upcoming testings and some no-gi over the weekend. Awesome. Ah, that's right. Kelly has an important reminder for us. So Monday is Mark Warner, Mark of in the chat right now, fame. His interview for Martial Arts Radio is coming out Monday. And I know he's super pumped about it. Gad says Doctor Strange is really good, both 1 and 2. I saw the first one. The first one was great. Can't really get behind all the contempt for Marvel movies. I say more Marvel. You know, to each their own. If you like them, great. If you don't, that's fine. What I struggle with about Marvel movies, I struggle with about all movies. Once you break that 2-hour mark, I think you're showing off. If you need to go beyond 2 hours, I think you should be doing something as like episodic television. I don't think it needs to be told as a 3.5 hour movie. That's not a movie. I don't know what that is. And there are plenty of movies that I want to watch that I turn on the TV and I'm like, no, I just can't do that. I can't sit down for 3 hours and watch that film. And I'm not alone. And there's a meme that I see go around and it's hey, would you like to watch a 2-hour movie? No. Would you like to watch all 8 episodes of a half-hour sitcom? Yes. The idea being it's even more time. Switched over to Netflix. So if you've got great Netflix recommendations, you can message them to me. Hulu and Disney expired. I'll come back around and finish up. No, Obi-Wan's done, right? Yeah, we got through all Obi-Wan. That's all I really cared about on Disney. Only Murders in the Building. I'll come back around and finish up on that after a month of Netflix on Hulu. That's a great show. If you haven't seen that show, Martin Short, Steve Martin, Selena Gomez. It is bizarrely enough one of the best casts I've ever seen. Just the 3 of them work so well together. And it's not a surprise that Steve Martin and Martin Short do a great job, but putting Selena Gomez in that trio, she not only holds her own, but injects something else that still balances. You know, you've got 2 older men and 1 younger woman. You would assume, no, it's balanced. Yeah. Carla says Cobra Kai. Yeah, I think we're on the same page. Same idea there. Take care, Andy. Karen agrees. I hate falling. Come on. There we go. I hate falling asleep in the theater because I can't stay awake past the 2 hour mark. I've only done that once, maybe twice, but yeah. Mark about his episode. It will be something, not sure what, but it will be something. Yes, it will. It came out great. And he says, my current Netflix watch list includes Stranger Things and Peaky Blinders. I need to go back to Stranger Things because Sherman Augustus is coming up in the next season, and I want to be caught up for that. Stranger Things, the first season was amazing, and it started to get a little bit darker, a little bit creepier, and it's in territory now that I don't find entertaining. I don't like scary. I'll do suspenseful. And the first season was suspenseful, but it's blurring those lines. I struggle with that. Peaky Blinders, it's too violent for me. I don't like that level of violence. I gave that a shot. Didn't work out. Carla says, Mind Hunters. I'm unfamiliar. Kelly's got a normal teaching schedule today and tomorrow. Andy's family's coming down Saturday night, then going to her parents on Monday to do some work around the house for them. That's nice of you. Dennis agrees. I don't do Marvel movies only because they exceed my 90-minute attention span. On the flip side, all the Marvel series on Netflix, Luke Cage, Daredevil, etc., couldn't get enough of those. So good, right? Dennis, if you haven't tried the ones on Disney, I think of all of them, I think you would really like WandaVision the most. Just knowing you. WandaVision was hysterical. It was one of the most creative television series I've ever seen. The people who were behind that had a great time. Gad's agreeing with me. Only Murders in the Building is one of the best shows to come out in a while. It absolutely is. The people who are writing the show, they understand, like, and all three of the stars are involved in the production. It's phenomenal. For those of you who don't have Hulu, it's wait until the whole show's released and then grab Hulu if it's just for that. It is worth it just for that one show. Oh, we got some hate on Iron Fist going on. Take care, Carla. Brian suggesting Fundamentals of Caring is a great movie. All right. All the Netflix shows are on Disney Plus now. Brian suggesting Wu Assassins and Warrior Nun. Umbrella Academy is part of the reason I moved back to Netflix, because I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. That's a great show. And so I'm like halfway through the first episode. I watched a little bit of that yesterday. All right, right on. The Upshaws. I'm unfamiliar with that. And Wu Assassin. So I gave Wu Assassin a try. And this goes back a while because do y'all remember Leslie, who had the producer role before Andrew? Leslie watched Wu Assassins. And I think, did we have someone on the show who was in Wu Assassins? I think we did. But again, starting a new show, I'm skipping to episode 2. I just can't. The number of times that the pilot just doesn't do it, I skip. Yeah, I was, other than Only Murders in the Building, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel on TV on Hulu. Because during the day, like if I have lunch, I'm standing in the kitchen, I'm making lunch, I'll put a show on for 20, 25 minutes. I don't want to watch 25 minutes of a movie. I'll watch half a full sitcom episode or half of an hour-long episode. That's fine. All right. Well, it's Friday, which means jokes and something else to talk about. So we're going to start with the jokes. As always, thank you to Frank. Frank does a great job. And you know how I can tell you all love Frank and Friday shows? There's more of you on Fridays. When we first started this show, Fridays were the the least attended day. Now Fridays are the most attended day. Alrighty. Jokes. The jokes for Funday Friday. Tomorrow's World UFO Day. So here are some jokes that are out of this world. What do you call a tick on the moon? A lunatic. What do planets like to read? Comet books. Why did the sun go to school? To get brighter. What kind of music do planets sing? Neptunes. Why did the cow go to outer space? To visit the Milky Way. How much is the moon worth? $1. Because it has 4 quarters. What do you do when you see a spaceman? Park in it. That's good. What did the doctor say to the rocket ship? Time to get your booster shot. What school do planets and stars go to study? University. Where would an astronaut park his spaceship? A parking meteor. Why did Venus have to get an air conditioner? Because Mercury moved in. What do aliens on the metric system say? Take me to your liter. Have you heard the one about the spaceship that came to Earth? Never mind. It's over your head. Ha 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 ha. Thank you, Frank. Good stuff. I will queue up the next thing we got going here. Frank, give us more, because he always gives us more. Come on. Here we go. Everybody's pumped for the jokes. I'm listening to, I think I'm almost done. I'm currently listening to Jimmy Fallon on the How I Built This show, Guy Raz, and just listening to what he went through. You know, I know him from the SNL years, and I've seen him on the Tonight Show a handful of times, and he's good at what he does. But listening to how that developed and the work that goes into it is really kind of cool. Kelly says, Frank, you are out of this world. Dennis says, do they allow loud laughing in Hawaii? Or only aloha? You guys. I love you guys. Oh, by the way, the fox from the other day couldn't pull the video on the camera. So I have a replacement camera that already showed up because Google sends things fast. And in describing it to someone, they said it sounds more like a coyote than a fox, which is crazy. And I am not thrilled about it. Coyotes don't run solo. And I know that there's a pack of coyotes that hangs out in the woods around here. I've heard them. But I don't want them on my property. Too many dogs around. And a pack of coyotes will definitely bring down a dog. All right. Frank says, I thought we would do something more uplifting today. So here are some inspirational quotes. When you compare yourself with others in matters of wealth, position, and health, you should look at people less favored than yourself. When you compare yourself with others in matters of religion, knowledge, and virtue, look at people who are better than yourself. And I'm not quite sure how to say that name. Ibn Hazm? It's missing vowels. Yeah, let's talk about that one for a second. I'd like to talk about that. We have this tendency to continually look ahead, which is great. In martial arts, we just the way most of us line up, we look ahead. We're looking at people who have been training longer, or have higher rank or theoretically know more than us, are more competent, more skilled. And that's good. It's motivating to a point. It can also be depressing. You can feel like you're never going to get there. And if you look at something, if your scorecard is, let's say, money, there's always someone out there with more money than you. So if you look around and you're like, oh, this person has this person has that. And this is the major problem with social media, is that so few people are posting their reality on social media. It's a sanitized version. It's the highlights. I'm not going on and saying, today was a rough day. Here's a picture of my foot. It's dirty because I stepped in mud because my flip flop slipped off while I was outside. I'm not doing that. Nobody's going to enjoy reading that. That doesn't bring any value to anybody else's day. But it is the reality. And so what you end up with is, man, Jeremy's living this great life. Well, what about all the stuff in between what I post? What about everyone else? What about the social media accounts where people do a photo shoot and get a year's worth of content in a day, and they make it look like they're doing all these things? Did you know that there are places you can go and rent set space where it looks like you are in fancy places, like on a private plane? It's a heck of a lot cheaper than flying on a private plane. So you can get these shots, hire a photographer, and look like, hey, throw on a few different outfits and come in from a few different angles. And now all of a sudden you're flying to Bali and you're flying to here and you're flying to there, and you sprinkle them out throughout the year. And it makes the rest of us look at it and go, oof. So what I like about this is it's suggesting that in those sorts of things, what if we look at the people who have less? What if we focus on the gratitude? What if we focus on how far we've come? What would a martial arts class look like if everybody turned around 180 degrees once in a while? The people in the back of the room could feel the same pressure that the people in the front of the room feel. Yeah. For those of you who may not be front of the room folks, the people in the front line feel pressure from those behind, especially when you're doing something difficult or something that requires memory. Ooh, do I remember this right? But the people in the back assume, oh, they've got this. They're stress-free. I love being in the back of the room. There's no pressure. We've all come far, whether we're talking about our training or life. If you've made it to here now today, if you are spending time watching this show or listening to this show, your life's in a pretty darn good spot. Think about that. Think about how unnecessary it is for you to watch this show. You do it because you enjoy it. I assume that's the main reason people would watch this show. If you have the time to indulge in something that you enjoy, you're in a good spot. How many people this time of morning would be sleeping or working if they were really struggling? Maybe they're driving back and forth somewhere. Maybe they work a part-time job before or after their full-time job. There's so many people I know of who cannot watch this show because they have things that they have to do at this time. Think about that. All right, next. Think of all the beauty still left around you and be happy. That's from Anne Frank. Now, if Anne Frank can come up with words like that, I think the rest of us can too. The world's rough. It's dark. It's scary. It's violent. And I don't think there are very many of us that think we've reached the bottom. It'll get better, but I think it has to get worse first. But that doesn't mean there aren't still amazing things for us. Right now, the sun's shining, the birds are chirping, they're flying around. They're annoyed at me because they ate all the food. They ate an entire bird feeder full of food in less than a day. I have to go get more bird food. It's on the agenda for today. Sometimes the beauty still left around us isn't big and dramatic. Sometimes it doesn't extend through the entire day. Sometimes it's a moment. Sometimes you have to hold on to those moments. Maybe it's this show. Maybe that's why you tune into this show. Maybe this is the best part of your Friday. Or it could be the best part of your week. Maybe the jokes that Frank gives us are the only time you laugh all week. That's still something. It's something to hold on to. It's something of value. It's something that is worthwhile. Take it for what it's worth when you can. Or to say it another way, one of my favorite quotes you all know, do what you can with what you have where you are. And our last one today, before I send you off into the world, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and starting on the first one. Where have I heard that before? In different words. That's how we do martial arts. That's 12 months to health. That's everything that happens that is successful. What's one little thing? How do I move the ball forward? How do I make some progress, no matter how seemingly small that progress may be? Once you hit what? Blue belt, green belt, some kind of middle rank in martial arts, how often do you go home and say, man, I got so much better today at class? Try training for a few decades. You're never going to say that. What you will say is you'll go home and say, I feel like some of the kicks that I did today didn't quite suck as much as they did last time. Or if you have a more positive attitude, I feel like a few of those kicks that I did were a little bit better than they often or usually are. I'm going to keep practicing. Oh, that's awesome, Ryan. Brian's starting 12 months to health today. Make sure you jump in the Facebook group. Jenny, make sure you get him a link to the group, because I think the group, I think the content of the group's good stuff. Even if you just look at it from an attitude thing, because here's the problem. Here's the challenge we ran into with 12 months to health. It's completely counter to what everything in media tells you. 30-day challenge. No, do little things for a year and get healthier. But get healthy in 30 days. Yeah, but it's not sustainable. And then you're going to stop because you're exhausted. And by the end of a year, you're probably going to be worse off than you were at the beginning. Buy this powder. It'll make all of your health problems go away. But it won't. Get your black belt in 1 year. But are you going to know anything? Anybody can buy a black belt. You got $20, you can have a black belt. You can go online right now. You can probably go on Amazon right now and get one for 10. Doesn't mean you learned anything. I want to end with this thought. Media, whatever you consume in media, whether it's our stuff or the news or alternative media or social media or books or newspapers, whatever it is, magazines, it is all a choice. You do not have to engage with any of it. And anyone who tells you you have to watch the news or read the news is just wrong. You do not. I will debate that with anyone who would like to. Is there some benefit in being aware of what's going on in the world? Yes. But I'll tell you what, I don't know a single person personally and who is not aware of what's going on in the world. I know plenty of people who don't have any kind of television. They're still aware. I know plenty of people who don't do social media. They're still aware. The big stuff, you're going to find out. And a lot of the stuff that we are told is big stuff, it doesn't change anything in your life. And you have no control over it. So don't be afraid to ignore it. Focus on you. Do what you can with what you have, where you are, or to say it again, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and starting on the first one. Wherever you're going, whatever you're trying to do, whatever your goals, the more you cut out the other stuff, the more space you leave to focus on your own things. I don't think there are too many of us who would say watching the news or being subjected to whatever it is that you probably feel you don't need to, because we all have it, is more important than your own stuff. So there you go. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will see you back here on Tuesday. It's a long time to be away from you guys. It's almost 4 days. Oof. Yikes. If you have questions or comments, feedback, if you miss me so much that you can't handle it, feel free to reach out. You can email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. You can also post something in the group, facebook.com/firstcupwithjeremy. If you want to support us, we've got the Patreon, patreon.com/whistlekick. I posted something in the Patreon yesterday. We've got the code FIRSTCUP15 to get something like a mug or all kinds of other cool stuff. What's over there? Oh, you know what I added over there earlier? That's going to go in the next newsletter. A puzzle. I turned the Martial Arts Radio logo into a puzzle, and it's a really challenging puzzle. It's like 560, 580 pieces, but there's a lot of yellow. I'm going to get that puzzle and bring it to some Whistlekick event and just plop it down on a table and watch people get really frustrated. It's going to be great. If you want the whole list, you can go to whistlekick.com/family. We are the only martial arts morning show live at 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I want to thank you for coming by. Thank you for all of your contributions to the show. Oh, everybody, have a great weekend, and I'll leave you with this comment from Dennis. Let's all drive to Vermont on Monday. Tuesday is too far away to hang out together. Oh, I appreciate you all. Be well. Peace.